Welcome back to the channel, guys. So in today's video, as you can tell from the title, I will be attempting to do a flexi rod set. So this is my first attempt at a flexi rod set on wet hair. So if you are interested in seeing how I attempt to do this, just continue watching and remember to hit that subscribe button as well. So I'm starting off on co-washed hair because I'm not quite ready to really wash my hair as yet. So I'm starting off on co-washed hair to do this flexi rod set, and as you can see, my hair is thick and you can see my edges coming back in, just for reference. Okay, so to start this style, I want to do a center part. So I'm just using my comb first to make a clean-ish part at the front, and then use my fingers to part all the way down the middle. So I'm gonna have my hair in two halves. I'm gonna put the first half away and work with one half at a time. So my first half I'm gonna split into two to work into, parts and stuff, because with natural hair we always work in sections. So I'm working in sections in my hair as well. So I'm just splitting that half in two and putting one part away. So starting from the back, I just take a section and trying to decide what size I really want to do my flexi rod set, because if you don't know, the size of your flexi rods really depends on the thickness of your hair and how much definition you want in the curls and so on. So I'm just trying to decide what size is best for my hair, because my hair is really thick. So smaller sizes would have been best for my hair, and I say would have been because evidently I did not do that for this. So that section that I took at the back, I thought it was a bit too big, so I split that section in half. So you want to try and remain consistent with the sizes of your flexi rods as you go through sections of your hair. So going in with my Lotta Body mousse, that is what I'll be using, and I'll use about 2 pumps on each section, focusing mostly on the ends of my hair because you want the ends to come out flat and crisp enough to form your curls properly. So I just detangle that, and then I'll take my flexi rod and starting at the bottom of my hair, I wrap the ends around the flexi rod first to make sure that it lays flat onto the rod, and then wrap it up at least once to try and tuck the ends under the hair, and then I'll just do a twisting motion to wrap the rest of the rod around the hair. So you want to find a way to wrap the hair that you are most comfortable with, and once you get that motion, then it should be easy for you to wrap your hair. And just be careful when you're wrapping, because the rod can get tangled into other parts of your hair. So once you wrap it all the way up and you have a nice tight grip at the root of your hair, you just want to pin down your hair by bending the rod at each end. So you secure the top as well as the ends of your hair by bending the rod. So I'll just repeat the same thing again on the next section. Just detangle and then apply my mousse and detangle again before putting in my rod at least. So I use my tangle teaser because I want to ensure that I have no knots in my hair at all when I am putting in the rod. So right here you see me wrapping the ends of my hair around the rod and tucking the ends under that section before I start twisting the rod up my hair. So the aim of that is to try to get the ends of your hair to be flat, as I said before, because that's going to give a very finished look to your hair when you are taking down the rods. So once you have a tight grip at the root of your hair, you're gonna bend the rod to secure it up at the root, as well as bend it at the ends of the hair to secure the ends as well. So I'm just gonna continue doing that for the entire head of hair. And you guys, I'm just gonna speed through that section at least so that you guys can just watch me do that. And as I said, this is my first attempt at trying a flexi rod set. I would say that I did not have enough rods to do the hair, so my sections were not as consistent in terms of sizing, and that is one important thing to note. And my hair is also very thick, So more rods would have been better for my hair so that I could do smaller sections. And to me, flexi rods are best done on blown out hair versus washed hair. So that is something that I have learned from doing this flexi rod set. Okay, so this is what my hair is looking like after I'm through putting in all the rods, as well as what the back of my hair is looking like. So at this point, I'm just gonna let my hair dry and come back and show you guys. So it's the next day. I sat under the dryer for about 1 hour, plus I let my hair dry overnight. And it's not the easiest thing to sleep with flexi rods in your hair, so I advise you to start your hair from early. And it's also another reason why I think it's best to do it on blown out hair, because you have less drying time. So I just took down one of the rods, and this is what it looks like when I take it down. At this point, my confidence level was through the roof, because I thought that I had everything under control and the whole thing was just gonna come out nice, right? So my flex was just on a different level. Now, if I had kept the consistency that I had at the back of my hair throughout my entire head of hair, I feel like the rod set would have come out even better. But as I said, this is my first attempt at doing it, and you live and you learn. And I know that when I do it on my second attempt, or when I continuously practice to do it, I'll nail it at some point. So I'm just gonna continue taking down the rest of the rods. My hair is completely dry, and when I'm taking them down, you can see that I really do have the curls. But as I said before, the consistency was not there in terms of my sizing. And for some persons, they like to do a 2-strand twist at the roots before putting in the rods at the ends of their hair. So that is another way you can try and do it. Some persons wrap the rod from the ends and wrap it up onto the hair, rather than wrapping the hair around the rod before twisting it up onto the hair, as what I did. That's also another way you can do it. But as I said, this is my first attempt, and you live and you learn. So this is me taking down the last rod, and now it's time to separate. So to separate the rods, what I do first, as I would do with my twist outs and braid outs, I am going to apply some oil onto my finger, and the oil that I am using is, as usual, my castor oil mixed with peppermint oil. So I'm just putting that on my finger at first and rubbing it together before starting to separate. Now, when separating each section, you want to try and follow your hair where it's already starting to separate. So if your hair that section only feels like it's separating into 2, then just separate it into 2 and try to do a twisting motion with your fingers to follow the type of curl pattern that it has, so that it maintains the curls and you have curls at the end of the day when you're through with separating. So that's what I'll be doing here. And if you don't feel like the hair is separating, just leave it alone. Separate where it naturally separates, just as what you would do for your twist outs or your braid outs. Don't force the hair to separate where it does not want to be separated. So I'm just going to speed through separating through all the sections of my hair, and you can see the curls were there when I am separating, and my confidence level was still through the roof because I thought I had everything under control. I thought I was in the game. I thought I mastered the art of flexi rods, but little did I know. Little did I know. So I'll come back to you guys when I am through separating all my curls and show you what my hair is looking like and other stuff that I learned along the way. So if you notice at the front of my hair that the twist seam the curls at least seem bigger than what is at the back. That's another takeaway from this. I advise you to do smaller sections at the front because you want the front to have more definition than the back. And naturally, that's the case with almost every natural hairstyle. We try to keep the front more defined versus the back. So this is what the hair is looking like after I'm through separating, and I'm just looking at it, deciding whether or not I wanted to stretch my hair, because I love when my hair has a lot of volume. I love big hair. Every natural to me sort of loves big hair. Well, most naturals I know love big hair. So I decided to stretch my hair using the blow dryer. Now, if I had done this style on stretched hair, then this part wouldn't have been necessary. So I think the next time that I do a flexi rod set, I'll do it on stretched hair and compare the difference and compare, the results of it versus on wet hair. Because wet hair, you somewhat get a tighter curl finish, but on stretched hair, I don't know, the curls are more loose and they come out better. Your hair lays flat on the rod even better versus when your hair is wet, especially for my hair texture where it is thick and I have very kinky coils. So it's hard for the hair to lay flat on the rod with that type of hair. So just keep that in mind when you're doing it, your hair type as well as the size of the rods that you use and the size of your sections. So I think I'm gonna get more rods to try and do more in my hair so I can have a more defined look and do smaller sections as well, and then also to do it on stretched hair. So now I'm going in with my edge control and doing the front of my hair. I still have some curls left. I feel like I kind of damaged some of the curls while stretching the hair because the front had bigger curls. So when you stretch the root of it, it kind of take away some of the curls. So I'm just doing my edges at the front, after which I am gonna take some of my Cream of Nature Shine Mist and spray on my hair to give it some sheen, just to finish off my look. So it's not bad looking, but it could have been better. I think for a first attempt it's okay. It's okay. I'm not too upset, but I know where my faults are, so I can perfect my skills better next time. So if you want to follow me and continue to see how I try to perfect my flexi rod set, be sure to subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Perfect.